Imagine being so good at Minecraft PvP, so unbelievably impossibly dominant, that the entire community looks at you and goes, yeah, no, something's off. That is the story of Marlow, the #1 crystal PvP player in the entire world, ranked HT1 on MC tiers. The person people literally compare to Magnus Carlsen, the greatest chess player alive. Except instead of chess, it's placing end crystals and exploding people at the speed of light in a block game. She dethroned It's Real Me for the top spot. She 25-0 Dr. Donut, one of the biggest Minecraft content creators, without breaking a sweat. She became a main character in Paradox 2's Unstable Universe series because she was that legendary. But here's the thing. Behind all the clips, the fame, and the mythical reputation, a mountain of evidence has been piling up. And today, we're going through all of it. Before we get into the evidence, let me explain who Marlow actually is for anyone out of the loop, because understanding her status in this community is what makes this whole situation so insane. Marlowww, sometimes just called Marlow, is a Minecraft PvP player who rose through the crystal PvP ranked scene to become the undisputed #1 in the world. And I don't mean #1 the way your friend calls himself cracked after winning one Bedwares game. I mean #1 on MC tiers, the official ranking system for competitive Minecraft PvP. She is ranked HT1, the highest tier that exists. That's not a self-proclaimed title, that is community-verified dominance. She's also closely connected to the MC tier system itself, which we'll get to why that matters later. So you can see why, when people started saying she's cheating, it wasn't some random accusation from salty players. This was a community-wide investigation that pulled in some of the best analytical minds in Minecraft PvP, and what they found is really hard to explain away. Alright, let's get into the real stuff, the technical breakdown, and I need you to pay attention here because this is where it gets genuinely crazy. The most damning evidence against Marlow comes from people who went frame by frame through her gameplay, and what they found was a pattern so consistent that it borders on physically impossible for a human being. First, the attribute swaps. In Crystal PvP, one of the most important skills is swapping between your breach axe and your sword. You hit with the axe to disable shields, then swap back to your sword to deal damage. Every top player does this. But here's the thing. When people timed Marlow's swaps, they found she was doing them with the exact same delay every single time. We're talking precisely 3 frames between the breach hit and the swap back to sword. Not 4 frames sometimes, not 2 frames other times. 3 every single time. Now let me put that in perspective. 3 frames at 60 frames per second is 50 milliseconds. Human reaction time has natural variance. Even the best players in the world will fluctuate by 20 to 50 milliseconds between inputs. That's just how human neurology works. Your brain is not a metronome, but Marlow's apparently is. And it wasn't just the axe swaps. People analyzed her sword swings and found that she was swinging her sword exactly as the attack cooldown finished. Frame perfect, every time. Like she had a little timer in her head that ticked down to the exact game tick when the cooldown reset. Except no human has that timer. You know what does have that timer? Software. This is the kind of evidence that made analysts from channels like Critically and creators like Swite sit up and pay attention. Because when you see frame-perfect consistency across dozens and dozens of clips, the probability of that being pure human skill drops to basically 0. Now, if the frame data was the smoking gun, the visual evidence is the security camera footage of someone holding the gun. Multiple clips have surfaced that show Marlow's crosshair behavior doing things that just don't look right. One of the most shared clips, originally highlighted by Swite, shows Marlow's head snapping around in a way that looks less like a human aiming and more like an aimbot having a seizure. And yes, I said aimbot having a seizure because that's literally what the community called it. Her camera movement jerks and locks onto targets with a speed and precision that doesn't match normal mouse input. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content.